Hey everyone. This is week 20, 21, 22. I've lost track. I have finished my first bottle of testosterone, which means I took 20 shots out of that bottle since I'm only taking a half a milliliter each shot. And that means I've taken 22 shots altogether, or I've had 22 shots altogether since my doctor gave me 2 before I learned how to take them on my own. A few things have happened over the last couple of weeks I wanted to talk about. We went camping with the kids and had a really good time. Christine asked that we not camp in a KOA situation, so I found a very primitive campsite. There wasn't even a bathroom there. The only thing that was provided was a fire ring. So I dug a pit latrine and taught the kids how to use one, although we were only there in the evenings and mornings, so the rest of the time we were out where there were restrooms, so it wasn't like we were completely roughing it. Anyway, we had a good time, but we're having an issue with the kid's father not wanting to call me Seth and not wanting the kids to call me Seth. And so anytime they've spent some time with their father, they have a difficult time when they come and spend time with us, switching back over to using my preferred name and the appropriate pronouns to go with that name. And while I'm not trying to make it difficult for them, I still feel a little nervous in public. I won't go into the restroom with our oldest boy because I'm afraid he'll call me by the wrong name and I'll get the crap kicked out of me. So that became apparent when we stopped at a rest stop, and I really had to go and he really had to go, but I let him go in first because it's too scary not knowing whether I'm going to be referred to or talked to, and he's feeling a little uncomfortable, so we're still working through that. But their father is really being a jerk about this. There was one time when our daughter called to ask if she could come over. She was just checking to see if we were home to know whether to bring a key or not, and she needed to pick up a few things, and I just was joking with her on the phone. We banter back and forth. She's quite witty. And her father came up and asked who she was talking to, and she said, to Seth. And he's all, who? And she said, Seth. Who? Seth. And he asked finally, who are you talking to? And she all of a sudden lost the, laughter in her voice, and she's all, I'm talking to Celeste. And he said, all right, well, can you go over? And, just the conversation went on from there, but it's really being problematic. My name gets officially changed on the 22nd, so hopefully the only issue then will be him not letting them refer to me as he instead of she. I feel bad for the kids getting caught in the middle of this. Hopefully we can work that out. Other issues. I've been having, I haven't ever seen any other trans guys talking about this, but I have been having problems with burning during urination. And actually it's burning in between. Whenever my bladder gets full, I start having a burning sensation. Now this isn't something new to me. I was born with a kidney reflux, and I often had bladder problems when I was a kid, and I'd have burning occasionally, and I learned that if I just drank a big glass of water, the burning would go away. And then as I got older, I didn't have the problem as frequently as I did when I was a kid. But about 2-3 weeks into taking testosterone, I started having the burning, and the glass of water wouldn't take it away. And I've actually gotten a couple of bladder infections since then, and even on the antibiotics, even when I'm almost done with the antibiotics, the burning sensation still exists. I've learned that instead of a glass of water, if I take an ibuprofen, the burning will go away. But it was really bugging me, and so my doctor that's helping me with the testosterone didn't know quite what was going on or why I'd be having this problem. So I made an appointment with a urologist here in my hometown. And I went and visited with him today, and I wasn't sure how that was going to go because I've never talked to any other doctors since starting my transition, and I didn't know how I would be received, but they were very professional. The secretary and the nurses all referred to me as Seth, and didn't have a problem. The doctor reminded me a lot of Mr. Rogers, so if you can picture Mr. Rogers coming in to talk to me about painful burning and testosterone and transition, it was kind of, I had a hard time not smiling and laughing when it looked like he was uncomfortable. I don't know, I wasn't real comfortable with the situation either, but he was very professional, and he talking to me apparently started feeling really comfortable with me as a guy, because when he wanted to inspect my nether regions, he said, "Do you mind if you just drop your pants and I take a look?" And I was like, "No problem." And I started dropping my pants, and I hesitated, and I reminded him, "Now, you know I am female from the waist down." He's all, "Yeah, did you want a nurse in here with us?" I'm all, "I don't have a problem not having a nurse in here. I'm fine." He's all, "Okay." So I strip down and I get on the table, and when he actually sees me, he gets nervous and says, "Well, I probably ought to have a nurse in here." And he went and grabbed a nurse. It just made me laugh. But to come to the end of the story, it looks like I'm going through a menopause. At least that's what he says. What he said actually was, I'm having symptoms that a menopausal woman would have when her estrogen has disappeared. I guess it is common for women, for some women, when they hit menopause, that when the estrogen decreases, the lining in the urethra decreases as well as the lining in the uterus, and it causes painful urination. And so I said, "Well, what's the recommended solution for this?" And he just kind of grinned at me and he said, "Well, it's an estrogen cream that you apply topically to the area around your urethra." And I just laughed, because the last thing I want to be doing is adding estrogen to my nether regions. So he recommended that I try a product that's over the counter called Pre-Relief or Per-Relief. Anyway, it's supposed to reduce the acidity of the foods that you're eating to see if that will decrease the burning. And so I'm going to give that a shot. I'm also going to keep lots of ibuprofen on hand and see if I can figure out a way to keep it to a bearable minimum. It's really been a problem. I haven't been interested in any activities involving that area because I'm just in pain all the time, and it's kept me up several nights until I figured out that ibuprofen takes it away. So we'll play around and see if I can figure out how to manage it without having to resort to adding estrogen back into my system. So I think that's about it. I'm sure there's more things, but let's save something for the next video. I hope everybody's doing okay, and I will talk with you later. Bye.